All right, we're back. Time to create another score. So I've got Musescore open. I'm going to click the new score button. We're going to do what we always do. Keyboards, piano, add that over to the side, click next. And now we're going to set up what we're doing. So we're going to evolve a little bit beyond just basic finger exercises, although this one is going to still qualify as a finger exercise. But we're going to do, let's just do a daily study. So this is from Czerny's 40 Daily Studies, Opus 337. So I'm just going to call this, give it the arbitrary title of Czerny's Study. I can't remember off the top of my head what number it is, but it's near the beginning. It's one of the first ones. Now, this gives us our first chance to write the composer. So Carl Czerny is the composer of this one. We'll give it the subtitle, which is the name of the book. So I'm going to do 40 Daily Studies, Opus, which is shortened OP period, 337. So now we've got like a full attribution. This one is only going to be 2 measures. I'm going to enter in, actually I have this, I'll split the screen, but this is what we're going to be inputting, this little exercise. So we can practice some new things. So I'm just going to do 2 measures. That's it. 2 measures, no pickup, leave the tempo where it is, 4/4 and C major. I'm actually going to change 4/4 to common time. It means the identical thing, but this is, if you notice, oh, it's not there. But this is how Czerny wrote it in his 40 Daily Studies. So we're going to click done, and that sets up our really teeny tiny little baby score here. I'm going to just zoom in a bit to make this a bit more appropriate to look at. Now, what I'm going to need to do is see both things on my page because I don't want to keep going back and forth between this document. So different computers and programs are a bit different in the ability to do split screen. For me, it's just a matter of kind of hovering over and doing something like that. Normally I can kind of make it work. I split my screen a lot when I'm doing note input because a lot of my scores are online. Okay, so now I'm ready to input the notes. N gets us started, and the first thing that we're going to be doing is entering a whole bunch of 16th notes. Now, we've talked about the number code for different types of notes. So hitting the number 5 sets you up for quarter notes, and then if you want smaller notes, 4 sets you up for 8th notes, 3 for 16th notes, and you can get smaller and smaller. We want to enter 16th note, so I enter 3. And now I'm just going to start hitting the letters. Our first note, it looks like, is an E. Oh, but that's too high. So control arrow down. And that puts it in the right octave. That should help us going forward. So now I'm just going to input this whole pattern, and I'll worry about the other details later. We'll be working on this one for 2 days. E, C, F, D. Ah, there's a nice little pattern in here. A pattern of thirds. F, D, C. E, D, F, E, G. There's a sense in which doing this note input is actually really good for sight reading practice, isn't it? Okay, so I'm just going to keep going and doing the rest of the right hand. Don't worry about the repeats for now. I've got an E, and then a big jump up to a C. Oh, I don't know why my keyboard's stuck there. So, let's get rid of that. There we go. Oh, I'm just getting a little bit of lag on my computer. So this C is not the one that I wanted to enter. I wanted to enter the octave higher one, so I'm just hovering over that. So it's blue, control up arrow. That puts it in the correct octave. Now I'll continue my note input over here. So F. Oh, but that's too high. I got to move that down, control down to get that in the right octave. C, same kind of deal. Musescore sort of guesses based on proximity which note you want, and in this case they're not proximate notes, so I've got to kind of reconfigure it as I go. Okay, G and C and AC. Now I have a sharp coming up. Remember, there's a couple different ways we could enter the sharp. I could just hit the F, put that in the correct octave, control down, and then make it sharp by just hitting the arrow up button. Because remember, we can move our notes with the up and down arrows. I think that's the simplest, but I could just as easily do something like this. Let's control Z. I'm trying to just delete that note. There we go. So I could just as easily do, basically hit the plus button, and that's going to highlight the sharp. So I could just do shift plus, and now I hit the F, and it's going to be an F sharp. So a couple different ways around that. Now I'm going back up to C, G, C. Now I'm going to go back down to F. And let's pretend we didn't have it configured to the natural yet. How do we make a natural? Again, there's a hotkey for this, but I could also just do the arrows. So it's going to default to being an F sharp. And all I have to do is hit the down arrow. That's going to cancel the sharp and bring it back down to a natural. But again, we have options. So the hotkey for whoa, that's not what I meant to do. I just added a measure by accident. I must have hit some hotkey I didn't even know exists. The hotkey for the natural is equal. So I should be able to do that simply by hitting the equal button as well. It looks like I've reverted back to quarter notes, so hit my 3 button, get that in there, F, B, G, F. All right, I'm going to carry on inputting the left hand, and I'm going to do this in an accelerated way. You notice how I made a couple mistakes there, so just I'm going too fast and creating some slurs because I'm hitting the S button instead of the D. So I just hit Control Z anytime I do this. Lots of octave repositioning in this section, so you'll get really comfortable hitting the Shift arrow button. E, F. Make that a sharp. I feel like this is gonna sound really weird once I get to hear the playback of how it's all supposed to go. And again, it's a test of your note reading capacity. Okay, so this is the exercise. Again, not worried about any bar lines or anything. I just want to hear what it sounds like. It's gonna be pretty fast. I think I'm just gonna drag on a slower tempo than 120. Oh, that's really fast even at 80, isn't it? So for the next go around, I don't know, let's make it a much more approachable 60. Okay, so the last thing I want to do with this before we put it away for the day is go to the palette button, bar lines. I'm going to add the repeats now. So I've got repeats which anchor one bar at a time. So you see we have the repeats. I've just dragged them into place facing the correct direction. And that should allow us to have the right aesthetic look with this. As always, I'm going to save it. This is, oh, I forgot to do, I usually do my score 4 as a, or my score number as a subtitle. So I'm going to add that in here. Score 4. Let's do that. Keep it simple. Now I'll save. Score 4, Journey Steady. All right, we'll come back to this one tomorrow.